Hey folks, welcome back. Glad you could be with me today, but I'm actually a little bit disappointed right now because I'm not going to be able to show you a whole lot of things that I was really wanting to show you with this guy because over the last couple of days his progress has accelerated to the point where ridiculous. Well, you actually just saw I was on him and you saw how he stopped. I wasn't yanking on the reins or nothing like that. He actually stopped off my seat. And I just happened to move the reins from two hands to one when he stopped. So it may have looked like I was doing something with the reins, but I wasn't. I was just putting them in my hand. But there was a lot of things that, well, he just progressed so fast. He skipped right over, and so I can't even show them to you because we never even did them. Because there's more than one way to stop a horse, and I wanted to show you that with this one, but I can't because he now stops off my seat. All I got to do is just rock back a tiny bit, move my legs forward just a few inches, and he comes to a stop. And I've done this several times with him, so I know it works. It wasn't just a fluke. It didn't just happen once. That was when he happened to decide to stop. No, that actually works as a cue for stopping. Steering, not the best yet, but he does steer. He's gaits. Well, okay, I should back up a little bit. Yesterday was the first ride, and I did something that, well, not a good idea. I did the first ride in here instead of out in the round pen. We do have a round pen here I could have used, much safer. Not only did I do the first ride in here, but there were other horses and people in here at the time too, which is really not a good thing to do. And he rode like any other horse that was being ridden for the first time, but actually did pretty well. Yeah, not bad at all. So I can't really complain. Later that same day, his owner decided to get on. And after they walked out to the door, because they went out to the round pen to do it, they were that much smarter than me, apparently. And it occurred to me, it's like, well, I wonder if they know how to stop him because I haven't taught him to stop yet. Well, that was when I discovered he'd stop off your seat. And, well, I guess I did my job. Well, we're not quite done. We still got to trailer train him, but I don't think because of where the trailer is located, we're probably going to be doing it outside. The light will be from the wrong angle. I probably won't be able to video it, unfortunately, even though I'd like to, but both him and one other horse belong to the same person. I have to make sure both of them are trailer trained so that they're ready to leave on the 27th. And so we will be doing that. But, oh yeah, the owner got on. And, well, we had already kind of had a conversation with them. They were going to sell them. And we had kind of concluded, yeah, that was a good idea because this is not the horse for them. However, after they rode him in the round pen, he was so responsive to them that they decided they're not selling him, they're keeping him, and they actually like riding him better than the horse they've been riding for the past year. I guess I did something right. I don't know. Many of his problems, I mean, he's still got a few issues. He's a young horse yet, and he still has a few things that are just nature of a young horse, particularly a young gelding. They happen to be mouthy, and that's one of his problems, which has, it's not gone away, but it is significantly improved. So we've got that going for us. And so, you know, not perfect yet, but much better. He's very calm. He stands still for mounting. He steps up to the mounting block for me at Liberty now. All kinds of good stuff. You know, really can't complain. Overall, he's working out to be a pretty good horse. The only problem with this guy, though, is because of the shape of his back, it is very difficult to get a saddle to sit steady on him. This is not the same one I was using before when I first started training him, or in fact, it's not the one I used for his first ride either. This is actually one of my better saddles, and it has just a blanket instead of a pad under it, which helps with the fit. Plus, this particular saddle is a pretty good quality one, and it actually sits better on him, a lot better. It's not perfect. It's still a little it moves a bit, but then I started realizing it's not the saddle that's moving, it's him. And he's a wiggly guy. That's his skin moving. That's not the saddle shifting on his skin, that's his skin moving, okay? It's not the saddle. Nothing you can do about that, unfortunately. But it is secure enough that it's only going so far. It only goes as far as the skin moves, and that's where it stops. So, pretty happy with that. So anyhow, just thought I'd bring you up to speed on that one. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get to show you much more with this guy because he's already jumped way ahead in the last couple of days to, or way beyond the things I wanted to show you. I don't know how that happened really, but you know, this is just an example of what happens if you just take your time and go slow. You know, there were several times his owner was bugging me, wanting to know when they'd be able to ride him. You know, and it's like, hey, it takes as long as it takes. He'll let me know. It takes time. You know, we'll get there. Well, like I said, they have now ridden him themselves, and he is better than the horse they've been riding for the past year. Even though he's as green can be, and young and everything else. So, you know, that just tells you what happens if you just take your time and do things slow, is you don't end up with a horse that's nervous, worried, jumpy, spooky, won't stand still. Not, you know, he's not real good with his mouth, but then we don't have to put anything in his mouth at the moment. But he's quite good with his feet. He's good for tacking up. He's good for mounting. He's very responsive to be ridden. He responds well to his gaits. He's got a good whoa. Everything's working. So, but that's what happens if you take your time. And that's why I said in another video, the biggest mistake people make is getting in a hurry to ride. Well, this is what happens if you don't get in a hurry. You end up with a horse like this. In fact, just riding him around again today, he's almost as good as one of my own horses that I have got considerably more time on. Still not a whole lot, but quite a bit more than this one. And he's even a little bit older, and this guy's almost as good. So I'm very pleased with him. I'm pleased with the results, but it's just a perfect example of what you get if you just take your time and go slow. So sorry, folks, you're not going to get to see a whole lot more of this guy. He's not even going to be around here for much longer. So I don't think there's going to be much else I can show you with them anyhow, regardless, but just thought I'd update you on that stuff, let you know how things are going, and why you're not going to get to see him. It's because he's just doing way too well now. So have a good day, take your time, go slow with your horse, and this is the results you're going to get. Have a good day. Bye.